Hello YouTubers, my name is LethalGhost, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Rebel Air Vehicles. I already did a video on the Imperial Air Vehicles. If you missed it, I'm going to put that link down in the description. Today we're starting off with the A-Wing, and I showed you the intro for the A-Wing, and then I'm going to speed forward a little bit because there were no other enemy aircraft in the sky. And you would have noticed just there that I was aiming at the AT-AT whenever I fired the concussion missiles, and wouldn't you know it, they went above the reticle. They went above where I was aiming, and they completely missed the AT-AT. This is a common problem with all of the air vehicles and even the ground vehicles in this game. They do not shoot where you are aiming. And what you just saw there when I was spinning around in that circle, that is typically what most air battles you are going to see will come down to. A lot of people will do that. They will be spinning around in circles. I even had someone do that for no joke, about 2 minutes. And after about 15 seconds, I pulled out and just let him spin around in circles and see how long he was going to do that for, and he did it for about 2 minutes. And there we go, we see another common problem. Whenever you are locked on and you fire your missiles or ion torpedoes or whatever your aircraft happens to be equipped with, for the A-Wing it is concussion missiles, even whenever you're locked onto an enemy aircraft, it still will not shoot the enemy aircraft. The missiles do not lock on, but just now it did. So I got lucky enough. It is hit or miss, literally. Sometimes it decides to go after the vehicle you're locked onto. Sometimes it goes in a direction that you're not even aiming, nowhere near the vehicle. Hopefully they get that fixed. So, after watching a little bit of this gameplay, you might be wondering, how are the Rebel air vehicles any different from the Imperial air vehicles? Well, for the most part, they're not any different. The A-Wing, as far as I can tell, the statistics are not out yet, but as far as I can tell, the A-Wing is the fastest air vehicle in the game. And the A-Wing can be quite difficult to get guns on target if you're flying in a TIE Fighter or TIE Interceptor, but both of the TIE Fighters do have access to a speed boost, so you can catch the A-Wing. They're very fast, and they still seem very maneuverable also, so I'm not exactly sure how the air vehicles are balanced, and there we go again. I was locked on, and the concussion missiles went wherever they felt like. But it will be interesting whenever the statistics do come out to see exactly what the differences are. I mean, I can tell you that the Airspeeder is by far the slowest vehicle, and it seems to have more armor than the others. The X-Wing kind of seems to be in between. The X-Wing is extremely maneuverable at low speed whenever you have the throttle all the way down, and speaking of the X-Wing, here it is. But whenever you have the throttle all the way up, it definitely loses maneuverability, but it doesn't feel like it's that bad. And here we go. That is the most common thing that you're going to see whenever you fly air vehicles, is people ramming you constantly. That is what 90% of the people do who ever get into any of these vehicles. They just ram everybody, and that's about it. So all of the Rebel Starfighters have access to armor, the A-Wing, the X-Wing, and the Airspeeder. The A-Wing has concussion missiles for its other ability, and the X-Wing has proton torpedoes, and the Airspeeder has the armor ability and a radar ability to where if you activate it, you cannot be locked onto by enemy air vehicles. Now, it's going to be very interesting. The flight mechanics are not going to change between the beta and the full release, surely. But it will be very interesting to see what they do with the air vehicles, as will you have more abilities available to you? Will you be able to level it up like you leveled up the jets in Battlefield 4? It'll be very interesting, and I think that they should do that. That would be great. Add some variety to the game. My two biggest tips for flying the Rebel air vehicles. You are faster than the TIE Fighter and the TIE Interceptor. Do not try to turn with the TIE Fighters. If they're behind you, they will outturn you and they will kill you. Try to outrun them instead. And my other big tip for Hoth and Walker Assault in its current state would be get to the X-Wing pickup as quickly as you can and establish air superiority before the TIE Fighters do. I will be making updated videos whenever the full release comes out and let you guys know what has changed. Till next time, fly smart, check your 6, and stay lethal.